Inglewood. What's going on with you? I'm right here. Inglewood. What's going on? How are you doing? Yep. It's one of those days. I can see it coming. But, we're going to make it work some kind of way. Inglewood. There we go. Inglewood. How are you doing? It's a great day coming around. I can't get none of my stuff in order. But it's gonna be okay in a minute. Yeah, it's gonna be okay in a minute. So today is one of these other kind of days for me. My team is on their way in. All of them will be here in a minute. And life is pretty good for the community. 1 or 2. Life is pretty good for the community. And you can understand what I'm saying by life is pretty good for the community. We have went through a whole lot of different changes in the last couple of years. We have found ourselves in distress from what been going on all around the United States. Sometimes we wonder, are we going to always just be the prey? Because our parents tell us to be careful every time we walk out the door. And here we are being careful, but we still feel the brunt of what's going on around us. I've been in the world for like 61 years, and every time is a different challenge for me. My team asked me to talk about the accomplishments that I have accomplished since I've been home from prison. But it means nothing if the other people is not moving in the same direction. A whole generation have been left behind because the others have not taught them the things they need to know. Every time we find ourselves in a different struggle, and we work real hard just to make sure that we are able and willing to live up to some challenges at hand. I have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring, but I wake up every morning trying to set a new goal, trying to put myself in a position to make somebody else better. I have a team that's getting ready to open Just Poppin'. It's a chicken and hamburger stand. And it's needed in the community because so many African Americans have dropped the ball, and they decided to take another trip somewhere else. And here we are trying to figure out why. Why is it that every time we turn around, we can't help each other? I don't know the answer to everybody's questions. The only thing I know is that when I left out of the city, the dudes in the cities was up for any challenge. And now it's a whole different ball game. Those challenges is not there, and they won't be met, because that's how it goes. So right now we just are continue to go forward and position people in a better way. And if we continue to do what's right, we could find ourselves doing something good for the whole neighborhood. sometimes everybody wonder why there's so much despair in the neighborhoods. And then we find ourselves looking at some of the neighbors and they showing their wealth off. But that's just not working. And I don't know what to do about it. Each day I try to take somebody and put them in a better position so they can succeed in some kind of way. And right now, it's many different people who is in the game need to help me grab some of their little homeboys and put them in a position where they don't have to depend on other people to take care of them. So now we back to square one, where social equity come into play again. The portal getting ready to open soon. And when the portal open, they're going to demand you guys to have $10,000. Yes, they're going to demand you guys to have $10,000 so you guys can give them the money that they need to show that they're moving forward with the program. And they're going to demand that you have a location so they can see that you are serious about doing what you need to have a business. Now these locations are going to call for an arm and a leg. And some of you guys been in this pandemic and you guys haven't paid attention to what is getting ready to be asked of you. We just left 420. Everybody turned up. But I want you to ask this question of yourself. While you've been through this pandemic and you said you was getting ready to get a social equity license, a temporary license out of the 650 something license that's getting ready to come on board, did you put your money away to get these licenses? This is the most important part of getting a license. Are you going to be financially secure to do this job? Because a whole lot of people keep on thinking like this is a welfare problem, but this right here is a person problem. It's a people's problem. It's the person who's trying to get in the weed industry who do not have any money. And when you don't have no money, you cannot play in this game. No matter what somebody keep telling you guys, you got to have some money. As I was in my staff meeting this morning, and I was talking about counterparts, one of them threw something on the table, said, look, if the people do not have their paperwork ready, they're going to get bypassed. When this portal open again, you and your friends must be ready to go through this portal. And I'm going to be on script. You're going to have your paperwork in order. Because remember, it's a social equity program. And the state don't care nothing about you in any kind of way because they're doing you a favor. This is not something obligated to you. The state is giving you an opportunity with this 600 and something license for you to have a temporary license, but you're going to have money. Yes, you're going to have some money to receive the license. So this was going on, and this how I'm living. And if you guys are not in position to do what you need to do, it's your loss. It's not my gain, it's your loss. And now, everybody's asking these dumbass questions like, is the city of Los Angeles going to pay for our license? Well, I'm going to put you on notice right at this moment that the city of Los Angeles is not paying for any license. So I'm going to reiterate this one more time, how I started this story. And I'm going to continue to tell you this because you need to know. You're going to have $10,000 to get in the game. Just to start off, that's the fee for a license. A social equity license is going to cost you $10,000 to start off. Now, they also want you to have a location for you to put your weed in. And then on top of that, you're going to have 2 trucks so you can deliver your weed in. And in those trucks, you're going to have a safe put in your truck. It's a drop box. You must have this in your truck. Now, I'm going to get a little technical. You cannot use credit cards to accept money for payments. Listen to me again. You cannot use credit cards, debit cards, any kind of credit cards for payment. If you would do that, you're going to violate a federal law. And they're going to put you in prison for violating that law. They're going to charge you with drug trafficking. My day here today is only to enlighten you because 420 was so great for so many different people that everybody showed up and showed out. And I don't know how they called it. They was turned up. And being turned up is the way you guys live you guys' life. But now let's go back to what we're talking about here. You can be turned up all you like, but it's going to come to a point that you got to have some capital. You got to have a location. Yes, you got to have a location for where you're going to put your business. I don't know if you have a location as of today, but I know that the Green Believers, along with Cheryl Branch and Whitey's Enterprise, is here to try to guide you through the jungle that you're getting ready to face. This is an obstacle course. And I'm going to try to be real slow and precise so you guys can know, because you guys got me today. And they told me today, Whitey, you on your own. If a guest come in, they just come in, but today is the day for you to really sit down with the people and remind them by August, when everything is lifted, DCR is going to be open for business. And with that in hand, and if you pay close attention, DCR is the people, is the entity that hold all of your future in their hand. It's true that they have some grant money down there, but before they use the grant money, you got to put up some of your money, some of your own capital. So this is a whole journey for me. It's a hard sell, because it's hard for me to comprehend why people have not been doing their jobs. How people have not camped with their homeboys or their brothers and their sisters and came up with a better plan so they could be in position to have a building. No one needs to know where you're building at because these are delivery services. A delivery service do not have a location or storefront. It's just a storefront that is not located on the map. So that someone can come and break in your place. So when you start looking for your storefront, put this in consideration. Do not tell anyone where you are located. You're going to have to do these things to make sure that you're safe. This is a part of what we do every day, is try to find a way to keep your safety hid from everybody else. The Green Believers is an organization that is community outreach. And we try to make it our business to take care of your business so you don't run into any problems. I don't know how far the team that is associated with is getting ready to go on this journey, because they went all out last time and they put everybody in good positions. They got at least 6 licenses last time, and now this time around they're trying to do it again. But if you're not a part of it, you can never be in the game. Now, let me switch wheels a little bit. If you're not able to get marijuana license, why you won't pivot and get your CBD store? It's more easier and it's people friendly, and the taxes is cheaper. And when you get the CBD store, you can have this conversation with the churches. You can have conversations with regular businesses, because CBD oil is not weed oil. It's not none of those things. So you can get away with using all these materials. And when you're standing up all day, you can use CBD oil, and your legs and your ankles will feel better when you go to bed. This without using any Berapsins or any other aspirins. Just all about you being comfortable, and you're not going to be addicted to anything. Sometimes you can find CBD oil and it costs a lot. Some things do cost a lot because it's the right thing for you to have. You don't have to overreach, and you don't have to worry about the police. You don't have to worry about anyone giving you something bad, because the side effects is not going to hurt you. You don't have to worry about anyone doing the wrong thing, because that's not going to happen. Every day is a different struggle for us. And we try to find the right formula as black people to get paid. You guys sit back and you guys wonder, where do we go from here? Is there anything else that we can do to be successful? And I say every day, yes it is. You can do whatever you want to do. All you got to do is see in the vision, and it'll come true. I am just trying to bring everything on the table. And I'm just trying to help you guys see that it's more to life than you guys really think it is. You don't have to wait in line no more for certain things. If you're dealing with a computer, you can do coding, and coding is a new outlook that you can make like $100,000-$200,000 just playing on your computer in the coding world, making apps. Everybody asks the same question: why are you not making $200,000-$300,000 in coding, Whitey? And I tell them that I don't do coding. I don't know anything about a computer. But I've been around the young guys who making so many different advances in the computer age where I can see it myself and understand what they're doing, but I have no idea how to do what they're doing. But a whole lot of you older people who's playing with your computers, making different kind of commercials on your telephone, you guys can play in this game. You can sit down with some people and learn a little bit more if you're open to it. I was told this the other day that these youngsters at Urban Hip Hop, they gave a nice little show. And they invited me down. But I was in Vegas doing what I normally do. And the urban hip hop community, they just asked for a little help. They just asked for you guys to come and join them in their quest. The urban hip hop community is a techno community. They got Paul Howes as CEO of Urban Hip Hop. They got a Dr. Lance as a director. And Urban Hip Hop is about young foster kids. Urban Hip Hop is about young kids who just came home from prison. Urban Hip Hop is about re-entry. Urban Hip Hop is something that all of you guys should want to get involved in. So this is Urban Hip Hop. And sometime somebody need to understand what urban hip hop is. And here we are about urban hip hop. And I just want to make sure that everybody understand that they got a chance in this world to be whatever they want to be and some more. So here we are again, through different struggles, through different fights. And our lives take us in all kinds of different directions. And sometimes I get surprises from the past. And today I did happen to have a surprise from the past. This is a brother who came out of the 50s. And he was this lucky enough to walk with Dr. Martin Luther King. And he's seen the struggle of the past. And he's seeing the struggles of the day. But to really say this and put it in perspective, he is a jazz artist. He is one of my dearest friends. And he sat back and slapped me on my head and do whatever he wanted to do to me, and I just look at him because I know everything about him is what he do great. He take care of his family, and his family is taking care of him. So let me introduce you to Chuck Stone. How you doing, Mr. Chuck?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing okay. Doing okay. Now, Mr. Chuck is a person who do a lot of different things. And you got to talk in that mic too, Chuck. He do a lot of different things.
That's right.
And he a master at his craft. And I'm going to let you guys have a little piece of Chuck, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about himself.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm Chuck Strong from Selma, Alabama. And I grew up there in the 50s and the 60s. But I want to let y'all know I'm not old, though. And, you know, when I grew up, at that time, you know, things was a lot different than what they are now. You know, a lot of time when I used to walk down the street downtown, and if there was some Caucasian people walking toward me, I would have to, you know, give them the right of way, and I have to kind of look away or look down. You couldn't look in their face at that time, and it was a real bad time for the African American people at that time. And during the march from Selma to Montgomery with Dr. Martin Luther King at the Edmunds Pettus Bridge, I was there when they put the gas on us and the dogs and the water hoses and things like that. And I went to jail. And that was the only time in my life that I went to jail. Matter of fact, I went to jail about 3 times. And well, it wasn't really jail. It was kind of like an auditorium where it was just open, and they had beds in there. But anyway, and they treated us just like we was some animals. You know, when time to feed us, they didn't bring the food in. They just dump it in from a truck. And they treated us real bad. And I can go on and tell you some stories, but it was real tough back in the 50s and the 60s and the early 70s.
You know, when I sit back and look at America right now, I always ask the older people, how can it ever be this bad? And some of them like, it changed a lot because they did us so terrible that you guys getting a pass right now. And when I look at the rest of the world, I'm like, wow, we have put ourselves in a position where we're supposed to succeed, but each time we find ourselves taking 4 steps back because we turn around and look at the violence in the streets today, where a police officer is still doing the same thing they did in the 50s and 60s. They're just doing it in a different manner, and they're killing the kids because they can. They killed the little boy in Minnesota because he put his phone up and told the white police lady, here go my mother, she's going to explain to you about why the insurance card is not in the card. And the lady looked at him and said, I don't want to hear that shit. Get the fuck out the car. And the next thing you know, she done shot the little boy because her intent was to repeat her ancestors' doing. And now she's sitting back saying, no, that's not my intent. But her intent was to do the same thing what they did to Chuck and them in the 50s. So this is why I got Chuck on, because Chuck is, like I said, inspiration to me. He did so much. He got his own businesses, and he do good for the community, and he helped people out. So I'm gonna let him go on a little farther and talk about the great things he did in the jazz community and the artists that he associated himself with.
Yeah, you know, back in the 60s, I started out in Alabama, Selma, with a group called the Oasis. It was managed by the late great Ace Anderson, and it was a group that I started out with at that time, and we played all the little local clubs there, like the Elks and different places, and after that, I moved over to I started working with a group out of Montgomery, Alabama, called Bobby Moore and the Rhythm Aces. I performed with them. I was the lead singer with them for a few years, and we did some recordings, and we played all over the place and did a lot of things. And after that, I moved to Los Angeles. And when I moved to Los Angeles, I had a chance to meet a lot of different people, such as Leon Haywood, Bobby Womack, who else? The Whispers, a lot of different people, you know. And I done performed on the stage with the most of them, like Tyrone Davis, Johnny Taylor, Bobby Bland, Denise LaSalle, Marvin Cease, and the list goes on and on. And as a matter of fact, while I'm at it, I just got a new release. Just was released on the 16th. It's called It's About Sex Tonight. So that's my latest release. As a matter of fact, I got one for you, and I got one for everybody that's here.
Okay, that sounds good.
So and I'm gonna be doing some things as soon as we open up a little bit here in LA, and I'm gonna be doing some things here. Okay.
So question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you got a production company that you use?
Well, not per se, because like I'm gonna use this. I'm everything. I'm the production company, the songwriter, the producer, and I do pretty much everything, because I don't have the luxury of having that.
Okay. So I was saying I was gonna put it in this term. A friend of mine is a friend of yours,
mm-hmm.
and they do videos,
mm-hmm.
and they have the power to bring whatever you're doing to the forefront and put it on TV, wherever else you want it, because this is what they've been working hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have friends, they say, "Hey, where are you going with this?" We say, "Well, we can't charge him that much, but we can help him. If it's just on the back end later on down the road, if we can help him put his story out and put his program out, his content, without someone else getting their hands on it like they did in the 60s and didn't share your content with you completely." We saying that we are going to help all the older brothers in America who is still in the entertainment business to put their content out and own their own content without somebody other than us owning it for once in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm. That would be great, because I can use some help, I'm the record company, the artist, producer, everything, and I need to kind of separate some of that,
Yeah, so, when you have a DK on your team and a Vern on your team, and you know them personally, they could sit back and put all the cameras and lights up,
mm-hmm.
and record what you was doing right there, wherever you're recording at. And you're going to be there for an hour, 2. So they have the equipment. That's, like I said, it's WEG Con production.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we do for the people that we care about and the people that we know who look out for us, because sometimes it's hard to find black people to look out for each other and generally care for each other.
That's right. You're absolutely right about that.
So I told Vern, I said, when I get Chuck on this air, I'm gonna push Chuck a little bit. And man, tell me a little bit about that new cut.
Say, man, look at here. I had the pleasure to work with her name is Zura Dixon. I called her up. I said, Zura, I said, look, I said I want to do a song, but I want to talk about love making. I want to talk about sex. And she said, okay, so we can do that. So the next day she called me and said, hey, I got that together. And we collaborated on it, and we put it together in just a little while, and I got the song right here. It took us about 2 weeks to do it.
Ooh, hey.
And It just was released on the 16th, and I'm on a lot of stations right now down south.
Oh, down south?
Yeah, I'm on a lot of stations down there right now.
Hey, listen to this. Chuck gonna be here in 3 more weeks. I'm letting everybody know right now. This is a little sneak visit, right? I got him here by accident, right? Because I was talking to Vern last night. He said, man, Chuck. I said, what about Chuck? He said, man, do you know Chuck Bylog? I said, nah, wake me up. He said, Chuck been doing this for the last 45 years. I said, nah. He said he sung with every major artist in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. You got to look him up. So I'm like, all right. I said, but the problem is I can't market Chuck today because it's too late. He said, well, Chuck will be back in 3 weeks. Is that true? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Vern made me misguided me here.
Well, let me say this, man. You know, this music business, man. You know, a lot of people. I've seen people that was in the music business and they out. But see, my philosophy is this: when you set out to do something, see, when I start doing something, I'm a winner. I don't give up. I might fall down, I might give out, but I never give up. And I keep coming back. When I do a recording, if it don't do what I wanted to do, hey, I fall down. I've fallen down, so I get back up, brush off, and try it again. And I feel like if you really stick to what you think you can do, eventually it'll happen if you keep doing it.
Well, I feel that same way, Chuck. Chuck, I don't care what the world say. You know how I met you. I'm like, hey, Chuck, what it costs? And you say it's gonna cost you this. I said, all right, let me give you some of this paper, because like you, I'm never gonna give up doing what I do best, and I'm gonna get some paper every day, and there's gonna be some lady winking at me because I know they've been winking at you, and you got a fetish for making sure one of them smile on a regular basis, and I just be jealous because you know I'm married, I can't do what I used to do. But you know, love making is something that I really enjoy doing because this is what I do.
Well, hey man, now speaking of business, I don't like the way, I love the way you do business, because look here, you do it right. Hey. You know, when the person give you the price, you don't complain. You just start passing out cash, man, and that's what I like.
Hey, but it's like the entertainment business. Sometimes people get caught up in a different manner and don't understand it. But I understand it. When you work hard, you're supposed to get paid.
And not only that, my grandparents taught me back in the South, any man that works hard, he's supposed to eat good.
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing about me, I love to eat, and I like to eat good. And whatever I like to eat and drink, I make sure I do that, because, you know, if you're going to work hard, you know, you got to eat. And eat pretty much what you like to eat. So, that's it right there for me. Yeah. So what do you think about that, man?
I think that you are on point. I'm sorry, Phil. I had to walk away because I was smiling too hard. I know you on point. Because, you know, when you work hard and do what you want to do, you know, everybody look at you and they say, wow, how is it possible that a black man can go through so much and still be so proud to be black in America?
Oh, yeah.
And say, I took care of my family, and now I'm in an age bracket where I'm loving everything that I do because I am here to make me special, because I done made everybody around me special for so long. So it's my turn to enjoy the later years of my life, because you're just in the middle of your journey. You know, we're near the end, and you making material to make a woman just screams when they hear it, and they're gonna be like, "Ooh, this some making love music here." And I know that you get that little guitar in action. You doing the right thing. You hitting the right keys, and Oh my God, I just can't wait to hear it because I know it's some more of it and some more of it coming. Ah, my
And look
God.
here, you know that the last recording that I had before this one, it was entitled "In a Coma,"
Ooh.
and a lot of people they trying to figure out, well, what do you mean by "in a coma"? I wrote this song about this female that I had, and you know, she was a lot younger, and I was trying to get something that was not for sale. See, one thing about love, you can't buy love. And if a person don't
to me.
genuinely care about you, don't care what you buy them or what you give them, that's not gonna make them love you. So the song "In a Coma" was about that. I'm with the young girl, hoping that eventually she'll, you know, become to really care about me, but it never happened. And it took me 12 years to figure that out.
12 years?
It took me 12, I was in a coma for 12 years.
Wow, Chuck, you know, I've been in a coma for 30 years, and I just wanted to come home.
Hey, man. And then a lot of people don't understand. You could be in a coma with your eyes wide open.
My eyes was open, Chuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that was me, you know. And I'm in denial because this is what I want to be, but it's not, and I'm hoping that it would be, and it never happened, man. And so I wrote the song "In a Coma," and there wasn't nobody in love but me.
You know, sometimes, you know, I've been in love. I'm still in love. And a whole lot of people ask me, say, man, why you won't get rid of the girl you have? I said, man, you ain't never been in love before. They said, what you mean? I said, man, I've been in love, and I understand what love is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's another love that people don't understand. Love is two broke people being broke, but still with each other, holding them. But this young generation now, they call love distance love with a phone. And they call that love with no benefits but a phone call and a text. Where me and you, we understand, like, love is waking up, holding your girl, caressing her, getting the right thing from her, and understanding that she said, Daddy, there's food on the table. There's something to eat.
That's right.
Love is kind of different for me and you.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like getting money. I love getting money, and I love spending my money on what I want.
That's right.
Because when I walk in and somebody tell me a price, it's their price.
Hey, man, that's it.
And I got to pay that price because it's their price.
That's right.
And every day, I sit here and I look back at the older generation. They say, if you walk in a store, Whitey, and you're going to buy something, you already going in the store to buy it, so what you worrying about the price? Because you wouldn't be in the store if you didn't have the money to pay the price.
That's right.
So you paying the cost to be the boss. That's why you done sat back and made a brand new record about love, because love have sometime came in your world, shift out of your world, and then played that game with your heart, and your heart was destroyed, and it put you in a coma, and now you out of that coma because you understand that love got a whole lot of different eyes to it and a different kind of touch. It's a texture that is so hard to describe that you could think that you there, and then you look up, and it's not even the love that you seek.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, Whitey. A lot of people don't really know the meaning of love. Let me tell you my definition of love. Love is when you do something. In other words, anyone can say, "Hey, I love you," and this and that. But my thing is, if you love me, and then you're gonna treat me right, and you're gonna be for my best interest, and things like that. So I don't pay too much of attention when somebody say they love me. I just watch how you treat me and what you do. You know, somebody can say, "Oh, I love you, darling," and then at the same time you need shoes, but they not gonna buy you no shoes. If you love me, if I need something, you're supposed to give it to me. If you know I need it.
I occur.
Do you agree with
I
that?
occur all the way.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I told a person like this: love is deeds and actions.
It's action. It's doing, man.
Yes.
Anybody can say, "Oh, babe, oh, darling, I love you." If you love me, pussy, I need money, you know, and you got it. You supposed to give me some money. If you love me,
she's supposed to share with you to make sure that all your needs is met.
That's right.
As you supposed to do the same thing the other way.
That's right. But look here, when I love something or someone, I demonstrate, because if I got someone, I like to share. I like to share, and not only do I like to share, I like to serve my woman.
Hey, okay.
See, I'll cook for her, and when I cook, not only would I cook it, I'll bring it to the bed and feed her with it.
Ooh, wee.
This is demonstration of how you love someone or how you feel about someone. It's about what you do, not about what you say.
Hey, I believe in that wholeheartedly, because at the end of the day, someone may say, "Why do you use this old tramp?" But I said, since I've been home, I just been in one bed. That's it. And I feed my wife. I take care of my wife. I do a whole lot of things that I normally wouldn't have did in the past, because as time grows on people and on you, you start understanding more about life and learn about caring. And when you start caring, it's based on a fact of really loving someone who's with you. And sometimes the people that you love may not want to push you as far as you should go to be successful. They may just sit back and say, "Oh, I'm going to love you in this house, but I really don't want you to be successful in life. But I do love you."
Oh no, that's no love.
It's sometime when a person find themselves loving you, they don't want you to be too successful, because someone else may try to steal you from her.
Well,
that's just a way of sometimes people be thinking. But you and me, we know that, hey, I done made it here. I don't want to go nowhere else. This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
And how no matter what I achieve, you're gonna be a part of me.
Yeah.
So don't worry about the other problem. Just keep on loving me, and life's gonna be so much easier.
And then if someone really genuine love you, they want to see you reach the top. I mean, they not gonna try to hold you back. The female that had me in the coma, let me tell you what I did. She was working at this daycare center. I asked her, I said, "Well, look at here." I said, "You working at the daycare center? Why don't you concentrate on getting your own daycare center?" She said, "Well, I need a few more credits, you know, before I can do that." I said, "Well, here's what I'm gonna do." I said, "You get into school, and I'm gonna pay your bills, all your bills, until you finish going to school, so you can get your credential to have your own daycare center." And that's what I did. Now, she a young girl, but I want to see her be successful in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to help her spending my money. So when someone loves you, these are the type of things that they'll do for you, and that goes for if you got a lady or wife, she would do the same for you.
Yeah, it's unconditional.
If she genuinely love you.
Yeah, it's unconditional, and this is how our life really live, how life really work for people like me and you. Because the money is just the money. We're gonna get some of that if we don't get nothing else. But when you find a genuine relationship that you can feel and that you can hold on, that is valid, you want to make sure that person understand that she can have you in all kind of ways, and you are willing to make sure she's good. Because when she's good, you good, and your life is better.
Well, hey, if I got a lady or a wife or whatever, hey, I want to be good to her. I like to make sure she has whatever she needs. Like, I enjoy doing things for my woman. I want my woman to have some red bottoms. I'll buy them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Because I want her to look good for me and look good for herself.
So,
but the only thing I don't want no other guy messing with my woman. I'm gonna tell you that.
well, I'm say this, Chuck. A woman is spoke to every time another man see her.
Yeah.
And we are spoke to every other time that a woman think about saying hi, and they don't
Yeah.
think about saying hi too much to us. So we already at a disadvantage because when our girl walk out the door, she's a target by most guys in America. I don't care how she look. Some guy's gonna say, "Ooh, you look so good," and we're gonna be looking at her like when she come home, like she gonna have that ego. She gonna be walking saying, "Huh, I'm getting talked to every day. What about you?" And we just like, hey, we are what we are because we're not seeking any attention because we already have you, and we just need you to do your job to keep our heart in place.
Well, see, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure when my woman steps out the door, she gonna have. See, I'm gonna make sure she have everything she needs. So when the guys is getting at her, that's fine. But you know, she got what she really don't need anything because I'm supplying what she need, physically, mentally, and financially. And see, a lot of guys don't understand, man. Females are like this. They are more mental than anything. So you got to keep their mind conditioned. See, and the way I keep my woman mind conditioned is make sure she got cash in her pocket, nice car to ride, and a place to stay. See, now when you got a woman and you doing all the things you supposed to do as a man supposed to, it take a real bad woman to go out and cheat on you when you do it like that.
Well, people, listen to this. It's time for me to get out of here. I've been with Chuck Stone, and he told me just like Chuck Strong. He told me just like it was. If a woman really love you, she'll do what she's supposed to do. So again, I'm gonna let Chuck say bye-bye, and I'm gonna say bye-bye, and Chuck, tell him bye for today.
I want to tell everybody out there in radio land bye, and I want y'all to keep listening to this radio station and check out Chuck Strong latest CD. You can check it out on YouTube, Instagram, or wherever. CD baby, it's available.
This Whitey's Enterprise. I had a great day. The Green Believers, come to the show Wednesday. You will see us live again. And the great thing about it is, I'm gonna put you online so you can come and hang out with me once again. This Whitey checking out. Have a great day.
All right.